welcome back to High on History. I'm Jordan.
And I'm Liz. And we have a real treat for you guys today.
2,000 years.
We could go a little cruder with this, but I'm going to start off by calling him Jaguar Man.
Okay,
I'm going to call him the Sayburç Jaguar Man. As you're about to see, there is another perfectly good descriptor for this guy. So, did you wanna show everyone what we're talking about here today?
And of course, my phone decided to glitch out last second.
I got this.
You got that?
I got this one. Okay, so this is the Neolithic carving we're looking at today.
Sayburç Man.
That's Sayburç Man or Jaguar Man. As you can see, it could also very well be described as man holding his penis flanked by Jaguar Man, which is basically how every newspaper in the country described it back in 2021 when this was discovered. This is about 11,000 years old. In a place called Sayburç, which is
it's in
12
Turkey.
miles.
Yeah.
About 12 miles from Gobekli Tepe, and probably carved just a little after the beginning of Gobekli Tepe. This was about 11,000 years old, I think.
That would have been right around the beginning of Gobekli. Or
Gobekli, I think, was 12,000 maybe.
Okay, well,
a lot of these are estimates, so.
What I was reading about the Sayburç Man or Jaguar Man is that he is anywhere between 12 to 11,000 years old.
Yeah.
So, that would make a little
bit
of
sense. So right
sense.
around about the same peoples that built Gobekli and Karahan Tepe, probably built him. Okay, he was discovered in 2021.
Yeah.
Right? And so like every newspaper of the day, we did not write these down, we should have, but basically at the time every newspaper of the day pretty much described exactly what you saw there. Man holding his penis. Because the thing about that carving is that like he's facing a room that has not yet been excavated, actually.
He's facing the entire room, and
right.
He's three-dimensional. Everything else is 2D.
Like, yeah, you definitely notice a difference between the middle figure, he's in really high relief.
Yeah.
And then the jaguars flanking him are just, they just were not carved as deeply, they're not as detailed, it's interesting.
The image that you showed did not show that right next to him, like, scoot the image down just a little bit wider, and there is a man holding a snake in front of a bull, and they are not
and neither of them have that deep relief that man holding his penis has. So,
that's the only one that's, like, three-dimensional.
Now, so excavation on this particular Neolithic site is not moving forward very quickly.
It probably won't move forward quickly either.
There's a reason for that. Back in, I believe it was 1949, a village was built on top of this site, and there were active houses with people living in them. This is right now running directly underneath a residential neighborhood. And
it was discovered by someone who was wanting to expand his basement, so he went to knock out a wall.
No, that's Darren Kuyu. You're getting mixed up with Darren Kuyu.
Dang it!
I don't think we have a good discovery story on Sayburç yet. I haven't read one, but you're thinking of Darren Kuyu, which we're totally getting to later. Also in Anatolia.
Yeah.
But yeah, so now they actually have to buy up all these homes and find places for people to move in order to get to this stuff. That's gonna take
a while.
They think that it's on a bench. So, like, here's a bench, like we were sitting here, and where the relief is
down
is right here, like where your legs would be in front of, and it's very like prominently.
Which I don't know why they would do a three-dimensional figure where your legs would sit. Like, I don't know. That doesn't make any sense to me on why it would be under a bench. I'm sorry. The archaeologists might say it's a bench.
I kind of agree looking at it.
To have a three-dimensional piece right there.
It's not because it wasn't that deep. I mean, it wasn't
18 inches.
No, that's 18.
He's 18 inches tall.
He's 18 inches tall.
My bad. But I think he might have been sticking out.
Oh, he's 18 inches tall. Yeah, so apparently, but the pictures don't show you is how big that relief actually goes around. And it's 12 feet in width. So from jaguar to jaguar, that's 12 feet.
That's including...
no, I think that might be...
That's including buffalo.
The yeah, the bull.
The bull, buffalo.
And
yeah, bull and snake man.
And they think that the relief actually goes down where is now a building. They think there's like a whole amphitheater down there. And I don't think it's particularly odd that you would have a 3D relief there, but I do find it interesting how much more in relief Penis Man himself specifically is. That is interesting to me. And I think that brings up all the, like, they call this the first narrative scene.
Yeah, they call it the first narrative.
And if you saw that picture, you're like, okay, well, what's the narration there? And one of the things that, you know, we kind of found out about that on this journey was, you know the big statue of Jesus in Brazil? So anyone in our time requires no explanation. Anybody in the 20th or the 21st century does not need an explanation. They know exactly who Jesus is. Like, it's so familiar. You don't have to be a Christian. You don't have to be from any particular part of the world to look at that statue and go, yep,
I know who
Jesus. And so there's this notion that the stories being told on this relief would have been so well known to the people at that time that they did not require an explanation either, and that's why this is a narration. So it's possible that this is a story of some hero, right? And people are like, well, why is he holding his penis? And we heard we heard some reasonable speculation. I came up with a bunch of speculation because my background's in psychology, and I had all kinds of stuff to say about it. But I'm not an anthropologist or an archaeologist. So
and I mean, typically, what archaeology does kind of predominantly think is it might have been a story of don't pee here, which I think if you're building an amphitheater there, we obviously know, watch out for the jaguars. We live in the area, so it's definitely not a warning that the archaeologists kind of originally thought it might be.
When we watched back over that too, I don't think they were saying so much it was a warning. I think they might have. I think what they were saying was it could have been a story about this guy who was so brave he didn't even care. Like, when you gotta go, right? So maybe he did not give a fuck that there were jaguars in those bushes.
I mean, you know what? I definitely think that, but like, I mean, I think about what Hercules did to our stories. For all we know, he's an ancient version of Gilgamesh. He's even ancienter than, like, you know what I mean?
And then I found that there were other distinctive possibilities for what kind of story this might be telling. So first, there's a possibility that the man represented in the carving isn't referring to a specific person at all.
Yeah.
It could be, and maybe this has to do with the you know, that extra high relief. You know, he could be a representation of the people.
Right.
Us the people, our culture, who are we?
Have these.
And we have, and maybe that's why the jaguar are not so much in high relief.
Right.
Maybe it's saying, well, we carry the spirit, the seed of the jaguar.
Right,
we're the jaguar people. Perhaps they identified that way.
We have the ferocity.
Look at us. We're so cool that we could just sit here holding
our wee-wees while the jaguars play.
And how freaking cool are we? And then there is the possibility, of course, that it is telling the story of a hero or of a battle. One of the things we don't talk a whole lot about in history is that there have been peoples who used to get hard
before
battle and then were naked into battle, and this has the psychological effect of just unseaming your enemy. You're like, your enemy's gonna fall all the way apart, right?
I used to yell at my homeless friends when we were when they were getting in fights, get naked, because it works. Nobody wants to fight with you when you're getting your undressed.
So yeah,
it's a great defense tactic.
It really is. And so, it could be saying, look, this guy was so brave. He got himself hard and he took on these two jackpots. And really, you can imagine lots of possibilities. We'll never know. It's fun to think about.
Right.
But I also do think it's fun that, like, one of the very first things that we're out there carving in this world.
Wee-wees and boobies.
And boobies. Like, Gobekli Tepe is a field of penises. I'm sorry, if you see the overview shot, it's a field of penises.
Neolithic site. A lot of Neolithic sites.
And they're very prominent testicles, and this guy, he's just
right there. Like, we know what he's doing. There's no hiding that.
And I do know it's normally you that tends to say the, like,
obnoxious,
the, like, weird, kind of overly broad dumb thing, but this week it was me.
Which is why we ended up doing this episode.
Partially, because I was like, well, I wonder which came first, the era of penises or the age of the movies? And
it really went back and forth.
It did. It did, because Venus of Willendorf, of course, is actually much older than this.
Right.
Much older.
And she's a voluptuous boobies.
Yeah. She's got all the boobies. But then one of the things they notice is there is this era, particularly in this region, where, like, lots of phallic symbology everywhere.
So
just
much in Anatolia, in the North African.
Yeah. It's definitely, we have the strong seed, And then as people moved from that more semi-nomadic lifestyle and got increasingly agrarian, you do see the goddess imagery coming back again.
Right.
So it sort of reappears with the more settled lifestyle.
Yep, and that's where I seem to think where you get the feminine goddess. You start out with the boobalicious Venus goddess in the early years, and then you watch a progression of the penis era, and then the goddess becomes more sacred, feminine, more Aphrodite,
and then that also
beautified.
Just changes through the ages too. Yeah. You see both because by the time you get to the Greeks, men and women both are shown in their divine finest, sort of like as specimens of humans, and that's an interesting. Like, that was a whole interesting artistic choice that they were making.
Right.
But anyway, we just wanted to share Sayburç Man, because 11,000 years ago, we take all the time to carve something into stone. What do we carve? Dicks. We carved dicks. Lots and lots of dicks.
Drawing penises on our math homework when we're kids. Like, it never changes.
We are no different. We're no different. Just like we said last week, we're no different at all from our most ancient ancestors. We've just been doing the same thing.
This narrative art piece, I think it really actually is the story of mankind and that 10,000 years of evolution. And not a damn thing changed.
Yeah. If that is the story that we've just told today, it's that nothing has changed for 11,000 years. Yeah. So I guess that's it. Yeah.
Join us on New Year's Eve with the ancient Neolithic history of the continent of Africa. We will be exploring some dinosaurs and a new discovery of hominid. Actually, a couple different discoveries of hominids. Ancient tools and some really amazing badass queens of ancient Africa, as well as we can't go wrong with the Egyptian and Nubian pyramid people.
Absolutely.
So join us next week on New Year's Eve.
Yeah! And until then, live long and prosper and
have a great night!